Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video day. And today we're going to be going over some recent news of the Phoenix Suns as Drew Eubanks, backup center, has decided to decline his $2.6 million player option. Very smart move here by Drew Eubanks. Drew Eubanks had a great season this past season with the Phoenix Suns. And, even though $2.6 million is a lot of money, there are a lot of teams, a handful, probably one third, you can pick out one third of the league who, there are a bunch of teams who really, really need a backup center, a good backup center, and are probably willing to pay over $2.6 million in free agency to get a guy like Drew Eubanks. So no matter whether Drew Eubanks returns to Phoenix, because, declining your player option doesn't mean you're not going to return to your current team. It could just be a way. There are times where you decline your player option. You have no mean whatsoever to return to your the current team you were just on. But a lot of times, the only reason to decline out of a player option is to try to get more money, which Drew Eubanks will definitely get over $2.6 million in free agency. I think that's for sure, of course, because a lot of teams will pay good money to get a good backup center. A backup center who, played 75 games. In 75 games, he started in 6 of those games. Only 15 minutes per game. He averaged 5 points per game, over 4-point rebounds per game at 4.5, 1 assist per game, a half a steal per game, 1 block per game. His field goal percentage was also 60%. So, obviously, not a lot of high numbers, but 5 points per game and nearly 5 rebounds per game with 1 block per game and only 15 minutes per game is not bad at all. That's actually really, for the amount he's playing, those are actually really good numbers. And for a backup center, just speaking as in the backup center, for him being a backup center, those are really good numbers as well. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him this offseason because, the Phoenix Suns, there is a lot of talks of what's going to happen at that center position because, Jusuf Nurkic is one of the only guys that is a tradable contract for Phoenix. Maybe you could argue Grayson Allen is someone they could move, but, there have been talks that the Suns want to add in a point guard this offseason. I think there are a couple of point guards you could trade for, and, there have also been talks about the Suns potentially being drafted, potentially being interested in drafting Zach Edey from Purdue. So I think there could be some change-ups at the center position this offseason for the Suns. Jusuf Nurkic is probably going to be the top guy on the trade list for the Phoenix Suns this offseason. And then you also have, that 22nd overall pick that a lot of mock drafts have the Suns picking a center in this year's draft, whether it's Zach Edey or someone else. So a lot of people are predicting that the Suns will draft a center in this year's first round with their 22nd overall pick. Also, Nurkic could be traded. So Suns really could use Drew Eubanks and maybe potentially next year's as a starter and not a backup. Let me know your thoughts and peace out.